Hello, and thanks for joining us. Today's video will cover the installation of Dig's Living Wall Vertical Garden Kit. The Living Wall Kit can beautify any area and enables you to grow a variety of plants, including herbs, succulents, vegetables, ferns, bromeliads, and more. This kit includes 1 instruction manual, 4 small pots, 4 large pots, 4 small screens, 4 large screens, 1 complete drip kit, and 8 mounting brackets. When choosing an installation location, try to select a spot where there is enough light for the plants to grow, and one that has access to a water source to connect the drip system. You can connect the drip system to a sprinkler riser by using the riser adapter included in the kit, or you can connect to a hose bib. The wall brackets are easy to attach to a wood surface or fence, but they can also be installed onto a block or masonry wall with the appropriate anchors, which can be purchased separately. Today, we are going to be installing the containers on a vertical wood surface. To complete this job, you'll need a few tools. You'll need a drill with an 1/8 inch bit and a Phillips screwdriver to install the wall brackets, and a pencil to mark the holes. We suggest you use a small level to make sure the brackets are level and line up with each other. And you'll need a hand pruner or shears to cut the tubing for the drip system. The next step is to decide how we want to lay out the containers. Because the brackets are modular, the design possibilities are numerous, so be creative. The containers can be laid out in symmetrical rows, staggered in an offset or diagonal pattern, or placed to create whatever design pleases you. It's a good idea to have the plants on site so you can figure out the best way to arrange the containers. For example, you don't want to place one right under a cascading trailing plant, or to install one right above an upright growing fern, so keep the plant types in mind when determining the placement. Dig recommends keeping at least 1 foot of space between the horizontal rows. Once you've decided on the design, the next step is to install the brackets onto the vertical surface. You'll see that each bracket has 8 holes for the mounting screws. This is just to give you flexibility on where to drill the holes. A minimum of only 2 screws are necessary for each mounting bracket. We suggest using the 2 on the top that are next to the Dig logo. Start by holding the first bracket in place, making sure it's level, and then marking the spots to drill with a pencil. The next step is to drill the pilot holes with an 1/8 inch drill bit. Then we're ready to secure the brackets to the wall by installing a screw into each hole. Once a single wall bracket is mounted, place an additional bracket so that the 2 tabs lock into the gaps on the adjacent bracket. Then just repeat this process for the rest of the brackets. One of the nice features of this product is that the pots can be easily hung or removed from the wall brackets, which allows us to do the transplanting work at a table or bench rather than up against the wall. We'll start by placing the drainage screens in the bottom of each container with the 2 supporting legs facing down. Next, add potting soil and transplant the plants into the pots. Carefully remove the plants from the existing containers and take care not to damage the root ball. Place the plant in the pot and backfill around the root ball with potting soil. Use the smaller pots for the smaller plants. To get them off to a good start and reduce transplant shock, it's recommended to hand water each plant after transplanting. While the pots are draining, we can start installing the drip system. The drip irrigation system included in the Living Wall Kit utilizes 1/4 inch microtubing as the main supply line. The kit includes adapters so that the microtubing can be connected to a garden hose, garden faucet, or to a 1/2 inch sprinkler riser. We're going to start by uncoiling the 1/4 inch microtubing and laying it out in direct sunlight. This will make it more pliable and easier to work with. Next, we're going to connect the pressure regulator and the 1/4 inch adapter. The pressure regulator screws on the end of the garden hose, and the adapter screws onto the regulator. No Teflon tape or wrenches are necessary. The pressure regulator lowers the pressure down to 25 psi, and the adapter allows us to connect the microtubing. Just screw them on clockwise until they are hand tight. Now, we connect the microtubing to the adapter by forcing the end into the fitting while moving the tubing from side to side. Run the 1/4-inch microtubing over to and up the wall and cut it where it reaches the first pot or the lowest row of pots. Here, we're going to install a 1/4-inch T, either for a single dripper or to branch off for the first row of pots. Continue running the microtubing up one side of the wall, and at the top row, install a 1/4-inch elbow to reach the pots on the top row. Secure the tubing to the wall with the 1/4-inch clamps to keep it in place as you construct the system. After all the T's are in place, open the faucet for a moment and flush out the lines. Now we're ready to install the drippers. To do so, first cut a short piece of 1/4-inch tubing and connect it onto the side barb of the 1/4-inch T. Then, force the other side of the microtubing onto the inlet side of the dripper, which is the brown side with the larger barb. The last step is to cut a short piece of the 1/8-inch microtubing and connect it to the barbed outlet of the dripper. Then connect the other end to the stakes. Repeat this same process for the rest of the T's. Each pot will need a T to branch off to a dripper. Cut a short piece of the 1/8-inch microtubing and connect it onto the side barb of the 1/4-inch T. Repeat this same process for the rest of the T's. After all the T's are in place, install a 1/4-inch elbow onto the microtubing. Then connect the other end to a dripper. Once the drip system is in place, it's time to hang the pots on the brackets and set the stakes in the soil. Each pot has a hook on the back which slides into the center slot on the bracket. Secure all the pots to the wall brackets according to the design of your choosing. Once they are all secured into the brackets, place the stakes into the soil, one in each pot. The last thing to do is to check the drip system. To do so, open the faucet and pressurize the system. Check all the fittings and drippers for leaks. If any leaks are detected, shut off the water supply and make sure the tubes fit all the way over the barbs. DIG strongly recommends installing a hose end timer to automate the system. This will allow you to control and determine the ideal maximum watering time and frequency to minimize and eliminate any water drainage. Regular watering will prevent the soil from drying out and promote vigorous plant growth. A typical watering schedule will be only for a few minutes once every 2 or 3 days. That wraps up the installation of the DIG Living Wall Vertical Garden Kit. We hope you enjoyed putting this kit together. This is just one of the many innovative products available from DIG. To learn more about DIG products, water conservation, or drip irrigation, please log on to our website, digcorp.com. Thanks for watching.